Without proper lighting, you really can't get that proper exposure, and lighting is such a big thing. Anybody that you talk to that will tell you, first off, audio is king. So audio is going to be the number one thing that you want to concentrate on. The second thing is your lighting. Third will be your camera. So keep that in mind. But talking about that, today we're going to look at another Godox product. This is the ES-45 from Godox. It is the light panel. And a quick little disclosure, Godox, they did send me these lights for free. They did not pay me for these lights. They did not tell me what to say. They do not get to see this video before it's released. But there is a sponsor of this video, and that's Artlist and ArtGrid. But we'll talk about them in just a little bit. The nice thing about this is it's been billed as a gamers / streamers light panel. But I will tell you, this thing is enormously bright. So bright that you can use this as your main light for your YouTube videos. Now, let me tell you what it comes with. So you get 2 light panels, not just one. You get 2 in the box. You get 2 AC adapter bricks so that you can actually plug this in, charge it. Then you've got your control panel, which, by the way, is removable. That is one of the coolest things about this light setup right here, is that this is removable. And also so cool that you can actually operate both lights either at the same time or independently. You also get a nice extension pole. Now this is a table mount, so you'll mount this underneath the table. You've got an adjustable ball head up on top of the 1/4-20. Simple unlock lock mechanism for the light pole. Puts this back in, simple little turn and lock, and it's in there secure. And you can either use this on your table when you're streaming or when you're gaming, since it's set up as a gaming light, or you can just use this with a different pole and actually use it as your main light for YouTube. So let's look at a couple of little features. Now remember, I told you that this will control both. So I've got one here on the table, and then I've also got one right off to my right. We'll hit the power button, and boom, now it's on. You can turn down the intensity. Right now, that's 2%. That's 48%. 59, that's 100% brightness right there, which is just unreal how bright that this is. That right there at 38% seems pretty good. Now, the nice thing is also that you can change the Kelvin value. So right now I've got it at 6,500, and you can actually dial it down all the way down to 2,800 to give you a little bit warmer light if that's something that you choose. Now right now I've got another light panel by a different brand off to my left here, and that one is shining at 6,500 Kelvin. But just to give you a little rough idea of what it looks like, and we'll change this back up to 6,500, turn it down just a little bit more. And if you notice the Godox lights right behind me here, those are the TL30s that I just reviewed in the last video. Now this one right here, this thing is bright. Now, like I said, they're synced up. Both of these are. So as I turn it down, you're going to notice that they turn down. It is just a wonderful little light setup. I'm going to push this back down here so that we don't get blinded by the light, so to speak. So that one over there I've got set up as A, and this one here is B. So I can turn B all the way off, or I can turn it on and start cranking it up. So like I said, you can use one remote control to operate these lights independently. And that is something that I think is just so unique. And you can actually operate up to 3 because you've got A, B, and C channels. So you can designate a third light as your C channel. And maybe that's a hair light that you want to tone it down just a little bit, but give you just enough of separation from you and the background. So that's something that's really nice to have. And today's video is sponsored by Artlist and ArtGrid, where you can get thousands of royalty-free and copyright-free music and video clips for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and even all of your commercial projects as well. And once you download a song, it's yours to use forever. Click my link below to get an extra 2 months on your subscription. I mean, that's 1% right there. It is, 25% to me is more than enough. We'll get it up to 30 just for giggles and finish out this video. Now, this is a rechargeable remote control. So it takes us a little while for it to charge. I only charge this, as you can see right now, it is at 100% brightness, and it took me about 20 minutes to charge this at 100% brightness. Not too shabby. And if you don't want to use a USB Type-C to charge it here on this outside edge, I don't know if you can see that, or right there is USB Type-C, so you can charge the remote independently. But if you choose not to, while you have this plugged in, as soon as you slide this into its bay and it clicks in, it is now charging. So if you can see on the battery icon, it is actually flashing. So now it's charging. Like I said, this one I designated as A and that one as B. When I push this one and I go to B and start cranking it up, you can see this one will get really, really bright where the other one does not. Now, one thing to keep in mind when you're using this remote control, if you want to independently work these lights, you need to have the remote control out of the light base, because once the remote control is actually locked into the light base, you're not able to control the other light anymore. So as I move this knob, since it's plugged into this light fixture, no matter what the channel says on this, when I change this from A to B, there we go, and scooch this back over, it's still registering this light. Why? Because the remote control is actually plugged into this light panel, and that's why it's only going to control this light panel. Now, once you remove the remote from the back of the light, now you can operate this independently. So now I'm turning this one up, and I'll go to A on this other light, and we'll turn that one up. And just to show you that I can independently change these, I'm going to keep A over there at 6500 Kelvin. B I'm going to change to, let's drop this one down. Let's make this one a warm light. And I'm going to turn down the intensity. So that's off. So now you can see we've got a nice warm light right there. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to change the color all the way back up to 6500 Kelvin. So nice little light. This is, even though that this light is billed for as a gamer's light or as a streamer's light, which I can really see being handy, because you put this up on the edge of a desk and boom, you've got yourself a great face light while you're gaming or while you're doing your live streaming. I will say one thing, that the build quality is phenomenal on this. I mean, I'm not going to get into specs regarding how bright a light is, because I don't have a way to test that here. And I'm not going to go by the specs of what a manufacturer says, because sometimes the manufacturer's specs may be just a little bit off. As you can see, I'm playing with the light right now, turning it up and down. But considering the price that you're going to pay for these light panels that are built like a brick house, I mean, this is metal build and construction. It is an aluminum build with a little bit of plastic parts on it. There is no fan, so you don't have to worry about any fan noise coming off of this. So you see the cooling vents that are built into the back of the light here. So, and right now this has been running. I've got absolutely no heat at all on this light panel. So it's dispersed no heat at all. If there is any heat, it's going to be dispersed out of the back, out of these vent holes. But I like the fact that it does not have a fan, so I don't have to deal with fan noise. Another great light from Godox. This one here is very ingenious, and I especially like that it's got this remote control setup. So you can either just use one remote to control two different lights at two different temperatures, or you can have it just mounted right onto the light itself, and bam, you are good to go to control this and to charge it. Nice setup all the way around. Very, very well priced. I'll put product links in the description below so you can check it out for yourself. Remember, audio's king, light is second, video quality is going to be third. So don't get all hung up on video quality. It's got to be 4K or 5K or 6K or 8K. While those are great in film industry, and you can be able to do a lot of dynamic things with that. Just remember, keep your audio nice and clean, and also get some really good lights, because that does make a dramatic difference. And Godox, I will say, and I don't say this because they sent me these products, Godox has got a reputation, and I can actually see why they've got this reputation in the industry. They make a very high quality light, very well built, and the best thing of all, performance to price. The pricing is great on these lights. Anyway, product links in the description below. Remember, Artless, ArtGrid. Sign up with the link below and you get an extra 2 months on me. And I'll catch you in the next review. Bye-bye.